What's happening, y'all? How you doing? Listen, the junk. Listen, it's a nice day. It's kind of wet, but it'll do. It'll do. Not gonna be doing anything on the property, but we do have some challenges here. Watch this. Almost. Let's see if we can do this one. Nailed it. And there you go. That's how it's done. Anyway, let's get to work in the workshop. See what's cracking. Gosh, dangles! Right. Got to open the garage, the garage.
I don't know how to fly. Don't help me.
All right. We got a runner. All right, it is not that great of weather out there, so there's not a whole lot I want to go out and do at the property because it's all mucky and wet. We got a few days of rain ahead of us, kind of on and off, so we're not going to be pouring any footings anytime soon, which is a bum-er. But while we wait, let's do some work in the shop. This knife blank still exists. It is still sitting here and unground. So let's grind the bevel. This will be my first kind of attempt with the new bevel jig, right? I made that bevel jig, if you guys remember. If you don't remember, check out my previous videos on a very simple, easy to use bevel jig. Yeah, so we're gonna give that a go, give it a shot, try to grind some bevels, baby. Woo! So one thing we know, this is 1/8 of an inch thick, so we're gonna grab our 1/8 inch bit. It lines up perfecto, the thickness of this, and so this is 1/8 inch thick, meaning then that center point is, we're gonna scribe a line to get our center point on the knife so we know kind of where we need to grind to. So let's do that. A good way to do that is with the marker. Right, we got a little green edge, and what we'll do is make sure our area is flat. Take this and scribe a line. Flip it over and do the same thing there. And you got yourself kind of a center line there, a little hard to see, that you can use as a grinding guide, okay, of how much to grind away. So let's put it up on the jig and let's get to grinding. Make sure it's flat. Put this on here for extra help. And then, so that's going nowhere. So now we can grind away. We set our angle. Not entirely sure what the angle should be. I need gloves, because every now and then you got to cool off your workpiece so that you're not changing the structure. Oh my gosh, these are the tiniest little gloves ever.
You've already got a hole in them.
Oh well.
You need to get some bigger gloves.
So yeah, I gotta find some bigger size at the store eventually here. Let's see. Come on. Come on.
Go on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know
All
if it's
right.
on.
These are size small. Ah.
It doesn't matter.
Eat feets, kind of. Look at that. Alright, whatever. That'll do. I don't know. Maybe that's worthless. Useless. Whatever. Anyway, I found a little C-clamp that's small enough. And I'll find something different eventually here. But that's the setup we got here, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of set the angle. We're gonna try that, adjust as necessary, but let's give it a shot here.
Yeah, right there. Why would you do that? Get out, please. Here. And I'm not supposed to in my pocket. Please, Hannah. Stop.
Yeah, baby.
Wait, what are you doing, Dad?
What do you think I'm doing?
Duh.
Duh. Let's take a look-sees. Not bad. I think we can do a little more grinding towards the front end of the blade, and then we can turn it around. You don't want to go all the way to that line you created, because if you do that, then when you go to heat treat, then it could potentially warp if the blade is too fine. So you got to leave a little bit unfinished at the sharp end of the blade. So let's turn it around and try the other side. Yeah, I'd say nice so far. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see what that looks like now. I think we need to do a little adjusting towards the front end of the blade, the tip of the blade, and then I think it'll be good to treat. Hey, careful with that. Okay, okay.
I'll break the screen so you don't do YouTube.
Hey, relax. What do you think, Penny?
Really good.
Really good. Approval. Looks good. Yeah. A little bit of a goof up right there where I kind of slipped up and ground a little bit. But that's okay. We'll polish that out somehow and pretend like it never even happened.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
All right, what are the kids up to? What are you guys doing?
I'm trying to pump out his tires, which are really low. Anyways, this is Elena's bike.
We working in the garage. It's a whole family ordeal, folks. Almost done with this bevel. Let's finish that up and be done. And there you have it. Woo! There you have it. Knife bevel. ground. Let's take a quick closer look here. With the new bevel jig. Look at these socks. I don't need these. Good to have old socks around. Not bad, I'd say, for a first time. I don't know. Still have a good edge on there so that it shouldn't get warped when we heat treat. But we will see. We will see. Cool. Here you go. Go play with that. Hey, come back here. I was just joking. Don't be walking around the neighborhood. Otherwise, the police gonna come. Ooh, speaking of police, let me tell you guys a quick story about last week. We had a bunch of cops pulling in.
Someone shot a gun in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Somebody shot a gun in the neighborhood. Bunch of doofuses. I don't know. The dude must have been high or something.
Doofus!
I was working on my truck. Oh, and I want to show you guys. It's raining. I'm not gonna go out there. Anyway, I was working on my truck on the tailgate handle. It was broken, so I was replacing that. Heard a gunshot. Boom! And I'm like, wait a second. Was that what I thought it was? Because I'm not sure. You know, being out in the country, you hear gunshots all the time, and you don't think anything of it. So I heard it. I kind of didn't think of anything of it, but we're in the city now, in the neighborhood, and so I'm like, okay, maybe it was somebody was working on something. I don't know. And then I saw, like 15 minutes later, I know, pretty slow, I saw 3 cop cars rolling across, turning in the street right next to us. I'm like, that's weird. And so I'm like, our girls were playing in the neighbor's yard that was right on the corner of that road. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go check that out, make sure nothing fishy's going on. So I go through the backyard and I see the cop cars parked right between the 2 houses where my girls are playing. And the cop's out there, and he's like, hey, girls, go inside. I'm like, oh, boy. Okay, girls, go inside. So they went inside. I naturally went towards the action and got a video of it. So here is that video. And kind of the cops were all pointing their guns at him, like screaming at him, get it, you know, come towards us, come towards us. He goes towards the car again, and they're like, don't reach in the car, do not reach in the car. And he goes and reaches in the car. I'm like, this dude's gonna get shot. Not cool. So he goes and reaches into the car for something. I don't know what it is, but luckily he turned around and he had nothing. He didn't reach for anything. Otherwise, I think he would have been shot. So he got back out of the car and started walking towards the cops, you know, like with his arms all wide out like that.
Yes.
And then the cops started going closer to him, and then he saw that they were coming closer, and he like turned around and started running the other way. The cops ran after him, and I mean they got him tased. So man, you can hear him in the video here where he's like, oh, you know, getting tased and stuff. So a lot of activity coming around in the neighborhood. I don't know why. This is a pretty quiet neighborhood, so pretty crazy stuff going on. Anyway, let's take a look at the blade. Here she is. What a beaut.
She's a she?
Sure. Ground, ready for heat treat. Right? Cool. So that's what we're gonna do next time. I don't have my heat treat forge set up yet. It's in the box. So still in the box. So I got to do that. We'll make a video of that, getting that all set up. It's a Devil Forge, it's called, from eBay. And I think it's from Yugoslavia. So somebody makes them out there from Yugoslavia, Lithuania. I lied, Lithuania. And so I know the Yugoslavians are like, hey, that's completely different. Anyway, so we're gonna put that together in another video or something. Then heat treat this bad boy. I know it's slow going. But hey, when I get days like this where it's kind of crummy outside, it's bright out there, you can't see. You know, we work on stuff like this. When I get days I can get out on the property and work there, we work out on the property. So, you know, as summer's coming up, probably a lot less time in the shop, you know, and I call this a shop, more like, you know, garage, whatever. Doesn't matter. Maybe one day. One day, get in a shop. One day. Anyway, I'm rambling. Y'all take it easy. Till next time. Peace!